would have been easier. There you go.
So just like your tractor, turn 2 clicks and there's the glow plug light will come on.
Okay.
Wait for that to come on. Neutral.
There's your meal. Right.
So I'm just in neutral right now. I'll just coast right off and use brakes.
Bam! How'd it taste?
Nice. Best I had.
How long were you in the Army?
You know, you can't keep up on those. You get it to them.
So this is wired for a horn, but there's no horn in it. There's a on-road kit you can buy.
Okay.
It has that. That kit used to come with these lights, but now they started sending these lights without buying the on-road kit. It's kinda cool. We talked about the brakes earlier. It's real easy to. It's usually you'll have a different operator hop on it because you're going to be familiar with putting that on and off and know how it operates. It's usually somebody different in your family or friends hop on it. They put it in gear and they take off and they don't recognize how much you'll notice it bogging it down, but it's just unexperienced drivers seem to be the ones that will ruin the brake, and you do it one time, you can just totally smoke the brake. It's just one disc that's see it from the other side. There's one disc right in the center here. Right here.
Right there. Okay.
So there is an adjustment on that cable if you drive out of it.
Okay.
Air filter's right here. But like your engine's underneath the seat. If I ever transport these a long ways, or if I go on I-5, I always take the seats off of them or tie them down, because I have gotten to where I'm delivering these before and the seat's sitting like that. So.
Oh, geez. Just from the wind probably pushing up on it or whatever. Yeah. Okay, cool.
3-cylinder, 22 horse.
Nice.
Gotta be careful of that too. I've had those get hung up in the fan.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Little glove box. You just pull on it. Just a rubber piece that goes into it. That's a little tool kit.
Okay.
12-volt. That's your windshield wiper switch we put on. Hazards. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. Just pick up on that to adjust it.
Okay.
One way to ruin your transmission and your CVT belt real fast is drive around high range a lot. You know, you're better to be in low range, full throttle, than high range, quarter throttle.
Okay. Just try to keep the RPM up. Is that what you mean, or just be in that?
Well, if you're in high range, it's a lot harder on the clutch than you are in low range. So if you try to come up this hill, it wouldn't pull this hill in high range, but if you're on any hill in high range and you're all the way to the floor and it's struggling to get going, shift it into low range. Keep it, you're better to be in low range full throttle. It's a lot easier on everything from the engine to the transmission, belt, all that.
Pretty basic.
Initial engine oil change 50 hours, then every 100 hours after that. Grease, there's some grease zerks on the pivot points. Got your air filter, you're gonna have the fuel filter. Battery's hidden right back behind this. This is to get to the battery, but you can also lift your bed. Now the bed must go down because of this block right here. So when I go, see how that is right there? I have to grab this and go like that, and then push down.
Okay.
They do make hydraulic dump kits for them, and the hydraulic dumps they have, they actually come with a hydraulic pump, and they're very expensive. They just came out with the electric hydraulic system. I haven't seen it yet, but I ordered a couple of them.
Check them out.
It'll be a lot cheaper. It'll be basically an electric switch on a cylinder. You take that out, put a cylinder in, run a wire to switch, then you'll have a hydraulic done.
Oh wow.
There, 2-inch receiver. One safety aspect with these CVT drives is going to be, let's say you hooked a trailer onto this thing, and you started coming down here, and you're like, well, that's a big hill. I'm gonna let off the throttle to slow down like you would on any vehicle. When you let off, eventually the CVT will kick into neutral, right? So then you're freewheeling down the hill. So right now, this is in. I could put this into gear. It could be running. If I'm not on the throttle, it's like it's in neutral. The belt's not engaged, so it's like a centrifugal force of that CVT drive. It squeezes the belt basically as you give it throttle.
Okay.
As you let off the throttle, the motor slows down. It takes the tension off of the belt, and that's what drives you.
So is it better to try to keep some RPMs up? Is that what?
I guess this has disc brakes front and back, so it's got a lot of braking power. But it is kind of a weird transition when say you're going down I wouldn't want to pull a big trailer by any means, or a car trailer, or anything other than a little trailer with this down a steep hill.
Right.
But I would drive down it. You'll get used to it real fast and figure out what works best for you. But that transition from when you let off the throttle, it's slowing down, boom, it hits neutral. All of a sudden, it just takes off. If you're not ready for it,
Well,
it
I've
can be kind of
experienced that
spooky.
a little bit with the tractor, with when I have a heavy load on, and if I'm in mid-range instead of low range, and I'm coming down the hill, the load will start pulling me, and it's like you're in neutral.
Are you a two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive?
Four-wheel drive, but it's like you're in neutral. And so now when I come down the hill with any sort of load, I always go in low, and then I just keep a little bit on the RPMs, and then I feel like it's in control, you know.
Look, you got the book.
What about air pressure? I'm sure that's probably in the book, but
Yeah, it should say the tire on.
Okay. Nothing special about it though.
And you'll probably, we put the pressure that says 24. You might find it go a little lower for traction, but if you're putting heavy loads in the bed or pulling trailers, you probably want to keep them up around that area. This does pull up. You can get to like your relays, electrical items right here, radiators.
All right. So I don't even have my tripod out here. Wasn't planning on doing any videos, but wanted to just get the first load of wood in the Mechron. So here we go. Super strong, it's cedar, but first load up the trail, picking up cedar on the hill. Sweet. Oh, I got the gate down. Huh? Yeah, it's manual. Can you undo that latch right there? Yeah. Right here. Or up. There we go. Well, we're trying to do this without tripods or anything. Sweet. All right, good sized bed.